Good morning, everyone. Sunday morning here in Thailand. We are going to have a very interesting discussion today. Intergalactic travel or international travel, like which one is going to open up first? Now, first, this is all meant to be kind of a funny question. So, obviously, we're going to talk about international travel today, but this is satire, comedy, entertainment. It's just good entertainment that we'll be talking about today. And because some of us are just completely, I've noticed that some of us are just completely fed up with not being able to travel and not being able to travel internationally. I can't say I'm one of those people because I really don't have anywhere to go at the moment. Intergalactic travel has been open. That's probably true. Probably true. But yeah, so I wonder if hey Frank, hope you're doing well, my friend. Send me an update as soon as you can, brother. Um, the prospect of intergalactic travel seems like it would be it would be a lot more fun than or take a lot longer at least than the international travel opening back up. Um, that would be my guess. But at the rate that SpaceX and Elon Musk are putting up spaceships and sending various objects into orbit so we can power on beyond orbit, you just never know. You just never know because the world is just is just terrified to travel right now. Just scared to travel. Robert, thank you very much for putting the PayPal link up there, sir. I do appreciate it very, very much. Uh, channel goal for a live stream of Saturday and Sunday is always $100, and we do that by breaking it down into $5 or $10 increments most of the time. So it's not a big deal. Usually we get there. If we don't cry about it. I'm going to go over some news with you and for you and all that stuff during this live stream this morning. But I just thought the concept of like it just hit me as I woke up. Hey, Mitchell, good to see you, brother. Our experience says mothership to scout ship, please come. I hear you, man. Todd says space aliens will land first. Hey, it could happen. It could happen. But of course, this is all hypothetical. And as I said at the beginning, just so YouTube understands, these are not conspiracy theories. This is a joking, comical, entertaining video. So we're just gonna have some fun with traveling and everything else. And hey, Jose's in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you guys coming in. I started to see a different group of people on Sundays than Saturdays. That's kind of that's unusual because it used to be the same group of people, but that's actually a good thing. Maybe I'm reaching some some different people. That would be quite nice. So, which will be November 20th to drop me off. Yes, that sounds about right. I just read something interesting that and I want to stand corrected too. Um, Whoever I was talking with yesterday that said um, that the price for the special tourist visa, including insurance, was about 60,000. You could get packages for about 60,000 baht. You were absolutely correct, and I was absolutely wrong. So I apologize to the community there. My numbers were way higher than that, based upon some material I had read. Unfortunately, that reading material was very early in the special tourist visa process, and it was a very large estimate that had nothing to do with anything, to be honest with you. So my apologies, I stand corrected. You should be able to get a special tourist visa if that's what you're looking for to come to Thailand. And for around 50 to 60,000 baht, that should pretty much take care of your ASQ and all that stuff. Says nowhere JC, a lot of info is making conflicting. Yeah, that's what happens, man. Todd says, but it is counting the charter flight they have to take. That's a question. I don't know. Todd. I do not know, but I did research enough. There were some flights listed on there, but I don't think I wouldn't. It wouldn't make sense to me for Thailand to throw in a flight. You know what I mean on that. Although they could. At this point, I'm not really willing to rule out anything, to be honest with you, because, yeah, depending on how many people are on it to go. So I don't know, brother. I really don't know. That it was weird. I also found out that. Right now the OA visa, the marriage visa here in Thailand, if you travel back in, the insurance for, which is I think 40,000 baht inpatient and 400,000 baht outpatient, you have to have that's the minimum requirements to come into Thailand on a OA visa, which again I believe is that's a retirement visa, right? Retirement visa, yeah, I think that's a retirement visa. The insurance for those are about the same, according to. I just watched Integrity Legal this morning, and he said that those were about the same. So awesome! If you're enjoying the content, give it a thumbs up. Okay, sounds good, brother. I just got your message. Sounds good, man. Bangkok Warrior, greetings. Please tell me what we can discuss. I don't want to piss you off. You're not pissing me off. Seems to me yesterday you were kind of pissed when unasked if we could talk politics. Nope, I don't get pissed. I just no pissing. just the fact that I don't know what I didn't have. I don't believe I did anything with your comment with Eddie Van Halen. I have moderators on here that take care of certain comments, and it's always for the better of the channel. Bangkok Warrior. Today we're just having fun. We're talking about international travel and intergalactic travel. And I was never in any way, form, or fashion upset with you yesterday. So, nor have I ever been since you've been coming on the channel. And I definitely wouldn't have been pissed at the comments on Eddie Van Halen. Unless you had put some political talk in there. The bottom line is, no, we don't talk politics on this channel for any reason. We tried one time, it didn't work, and we're not going to do it again. So that's it. Sorry you thought I was mad at you there, Bangkok Warrior, but I definitely was not. Addy, what's up, bro? Addy has books to sell, and he's got a website somewhere that he sells travel books and all that good stuff. Todd says OA year retirement or OX. Yeah. OA is the retirement, not the marriage, the retirement visa. So the insurance on that, it looks like the same insurance is going to be applied to the special tourist visa. So whatever insurance company you go through, logically it makes sense to me. Whatever insurance company you go through to get your retirement insurance for your visa would likely be the same insurance company that you would use for your special tourist visa. That just kind of makes sense. Anyway, Jose says that Bangkok Warrior, I don't think he was upset. I believe he was just very careful for certain things. Yeah. Actually, yesterday the video got what? It got struck. It didn't struck. It got limited no ads, so it got demonetized right out the gate, and it took them about 8 hours to flip it over to monetization. So just got to be careful. That's why I say be careful. Oh, there's another PayPal link. Thank you, Are You Experienced? You hadn't been in here in a while, brother. It's good to see you, man. Todd says too many options on it and it's different views and it will just get people pissed off at each other. That is why there's no need to talk it. This is a room to do more life. Screw politics. Amen, brother. Amen. 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 I don't have any problem talking politics one-on-one with people. That's not an issue, but or even in a group setting somewhere off of this channel would be not a problem. But not on here. That's not what we do. International travel. I don't think that the Western world, and when I say the Western world, I mean Western countries, are going to be prioritized on the list of people to come back. I just don't believe it. Unless you've got an investment or you have a B visa from your consulate. Just learned this morning that B visas are being prioritized. So that should help some of you, maybe. I hope so. Addie says, I am moving to new home in a few months to, I think, focus on my audiobooks about Australia because I need a clear mind away from people who can't manage their life. I understand. Filtho says, a chat. Oh, somebody started the PayPal off already. Wonder who that was. Oh, that is my main man. My main man, Frank, right there. I'll cover up his last name. Hey, man, $5 gets it started, okay? $5 gets it started. 20 people at $5, and we got our goal for today. And I'm happy, and you're happy, and everybody else is happy. Thank you, Frank. Thank you very much, brother. And like I said, keep me posted, man. Keep me posted. Filtho says a chat on where to get the appropriate levels of insurance from and what is really needed to meet requirements for all Southeast Asian countries could be great. I can't answer the all Southeast Asian countries because there's so many different levels of what you have to, after what you have to do. I can tell you as far as coming into Thailand, you got to have $100,000 worth of insurance coverage for it alone. And you can probably get, I have AIA insurance. I think that Pacific Cross, I believe, is another insurance company here. Those are just two of the big ones I can think of off the top of my head. But if you go to the Thai Immigration or ThaiVisa.com, if you go to ThaiVisa.com, they will have the insurance companies, or they will at least have the contact information for the insurance companies listed. Hey, Jazz, what's up, man? Good to see you. Let's see here. Poker and Trucking says, had to cut off my Thai girl a few days ago. It was getting expensive. I can't see her. I understand, bro. I understand. Todd says, I heard that Elite is getting things sped up. I did too. I heard that. But I don't think it's them in the ministry might be way they approve me to fix my visa in 8 business days, not 15. Could be. Either way, you're good, man. You know you're coming at least. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that at all. I know you know that you're coming, you know that you're good, you know that you're set. So yeah, you should be all good, bro. There's Jazz again. Pacific Cross has some fair prices. They do. I use you're welcome, Filthos. Personally, I use AIA, and it, I'm covered. So like, I got 2 million baht worth of coverage and out of 2 packages. So for a little over, I think it was about 34,000 baht for 1 year. I mean, you're talking about just a little over 1,000 USD, and you get all the coverage that you need. It's pretty cool, man. Eddie says my travel insurance ran out when. Oh, you're welcome, Philthos. Eddie says my travel insurance ran out when was in Taiwan. It's a feeling of being helpless if I had an accident. Lesson learned. Absolutely, don't do it without insurance. Don't do it. It's bad. Todd says I think when I go to get the visa affixed, then might say apply for my COE. I assume that stands for certificate of entry. Todd, I don't know a whole lot about your process. It like I'm learning from you as you're talking about it, and I'm watching your videos, by the way. Trying to keep up with your process. If anybody wants to know how difficult the process of coming in on the elite visa is, Ty Doorman, that's his YouTube channel's name, and he just shoots random videos from his cell phone, or he records random videos from his cell phone, and you know, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of good information in there, guys. There really is. So, you can check him out and or subscribe to his channel, and he will probably answer a lot of your questions. Bangkok Warrior says I renew my retirement visa next April. Do you know if they will ask me for the 100,000 medical insurance? I believe that's going to that's a good question. That's a very good question because right now we're in what month is this? October. So you got November, December, January, February, March, April. So you got about 5 months. And during those 5 months, they're going to, the Thai government's going to evaluate, right, the international travel situation and whether they need to put you on a moon rocket or no, I'm just kidding. But they need, they're going to take that time and evaluate how many people are coming in. Is it working? Is is their scheme working? They always make adjustments to everything. So that would be a better question. Yes, they do change with the tide. And that would be a better question about 3 months from now, when you're like 2 months out, and we'll see if that happens. Now, that $100,000 in medical insurance, if you're going to live here, whether you're on, you're on a retirement visa anyway, so you just have to make sure that you've got the insurance to cover you for it, and you shouldn't have a problem. You should just be able to tack it on to whatever insurance company you currently have, Bangkok Warrior. You said it didn't renew my retirement visa, so you should be fine. Yeah, definitely living the life is awesome. Todd says I mostly came by to say hi and go. I have some things to do. Be safe, JC, and everyone else. And I try and open to questions. Thanks for the spot. Yes, sir, Todd. Thank you for coming by, man. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you on a channel members video this week. Our experiences. I heard it's getting cold in Thailand. It's a little bit cooler than normal. I would say that. Definitely. Point well taken. Bangkok where it says visa requirements change with the tide. They do, especially during a time like this. They're going to be changing with the tide. They're going to be changing with. I never know from one day to the other what's going to happen. So it is what it is, man. We just kind of roll with the tide and go with it. Todd says Bangkok, I believe $100,000 is for people coming in now. For those already in country. Good point. Good point, Todd. Hey, Stuck, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Thank you for coming by. Much appreciated. Glad you are here. Eddie says there was a bloke in Bangkok a few years ago who had no travel insurance. He got sick and no hospital would help him. He went off a freeway. Yeah, that's probably one of those comments that we just don't need it. So I'll take the blame for that one, Eddie. Yes, Big C is looking better all the time. Hey, as I said, everybody's saying, hey, weather getting cool, very nice. Yeah, it is. It's actually the weather is been nice. I'm very surprised. So seeing things get a little screwy, I understand. Somebody new in the chat says nothing else matters. In 2 months in the middle of peak season, I think they will see that not even the high rollers will come. 2020, they had the 2019 tax revenue to burn. Will be a lot different next year. I agree with that statement. We were talking yesterday, and I was saying that realistically, you can't expect tourism, international travel, anything to do with international mingling is just not gonna be affected. Is going to be affected in a tremendous way for the next 2 to 5 years, maybe longer than that, but at least 2 to 5 years. I mean, when they do start letting the average person back in, who knows what that's going to look like? What's it going to require? Mr. Mitch, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Todd says, but anyway, catch you guys later. Maybe I'll do a live stream, answer questions about the elite. That's a good idea, Todd. Good idea, man. Take care, brother. Bangkok, where he says, plus all the rain we have been getting is good for the farmer. Yes, it is good for the farmers. And it has rained here, and I can see off in the distance where it is raining now. And I really wish it would stop, because at some point in time today, I was going to go get my back worked on, and I don't think that's going to happen. Stuck says, Mr. Mitch, long time no see. I assume he's joking. Are your experiences? My Thai girlfriend called me and she was freezing. Darling, I need a heater off Lazada. Mr. Mitch says, far too long. Like, I hear you, brother. Everybody saying hello to Mr. Mitch. And I love it when you guys come together and say hello to each other in the chat. But on the intergalactic side, let me mention this. I saw that SpaceX is doing some really cool stuff in terms of preparing to send people to Mars. So while that has nothing to do with sending people to Thailand, I just thought I would tell you that if you don't keep up with stuff like that, you might want to check it out. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Buddy Trip, what's up, man? Guadalajara is calling you. I bet it is. I actually looked at a few things about Guadalajara last night, and I was very interested. So I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, but if I do, it'll probably be Mexico. To be honest. Stuck says, are you experienced? Oh, are you experienced? Hello, of course. Everybody say here, are you experienced? Addie says, Thais don't like rain. They get out of rain quick, just like water. Yeah, that's very true. There's Mike. Mike says, no, Virgin Galactic space flight, $250,000 ish. So yeah, know about the price of a Thai visa. Understood. Oh, I missed Bangkok Warrior said, are hotels cheaper now in Pattaya? Food? Question mark. The last time I was in Pattaya was 4 weeks ago now, I want to say. 4. And most of the hotels there were cheaper. I got a great deal because I use hotels.com and I'm a gold member and all that stuff. So it was cheaper there. The street food was about the same price. Some of it was a little bit higher, but not too much. And at the restaurants, there is I would say it's variable. It depends on what you're ordering, whether it's something uh, in country, or I mean something that's not imported versus something that is imported. If it's imported, it's going to cost more anyway. But this is just a good way to make a little extra dollar there. Let me go back up. I missed. What's up, Prince? Good to see you, man. Stuck says I've subbed to SpaceX and several space channels. Yeah, me too. I love all the space stuff. I really enjoy that stuff. Buddy Trip says, let me know if I can give you any. I'm assuming it means help. I sure will, man. I sure will. I appreciate that, buddy. Pelto says the spaceman car just did a flyby of Mars. No shots fired in the flyby. Proved Elon Musk ain't from Philly. I like that. Go one, man. Bangkok Warrior says hopefully in the near future going to the moon will be just a commercial flight that's affordable. That would be cool, man. That really would be cool. I hope to see it in my lifetime. That'd be great. Hotels/resorts all over Thailand are almost free. Head to the beach if you can. Yep. They're definitely cheaper than they were. Like I said, I only had the experience. Now, as I was combing through the prices in Pattaya, when I was looking at the prices of the hotels there, they were down compared to what the normal prices would be. So, and I know Mike stayed at some places recently that were much less expensive than happened last time, or that used to be. I'm sorry. Bangkok Warrior says I just eat restaurant food. Yeah, so you're gonna pay about average, about average what it was. Like I went to Smoking Joe's because I always go to Smoking Joe's when I'm in Pattaya, and it was just about the same price. It may have been just a few baht different, but pretty much the same price. Eddie says, watch Big Bang and my late mom is with me. Still remember her laugh saying out loud. That shit. Buddy says, Mike and Jeremy are boots on the ground. Yep, boots on the ground. I think Mike's been able to travel more than me lately, and that's, I'm happy. I'm super happy for him. Let's see. Okay. Prince says, on my way back to Pattaya right now. Well, at least you're out of, your girl's not screaming at you anymore like she was yesterday. Hey, Robert Mack, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for coming by. As always, very much appreciated. And glad to see you here, man. Bangkok Warrior says, Jeremy, you are young. For sure, easy flights will be within your lifetime. Me, I'm too old to ever see that day. Well, we never know. Never know. Just never know what's going to happen. Let's see. Everybody saying hello. Mike says, JC, sorry I missed Sundays. Got some flu-like nonsense that started yesterday, so no real talkative today. We got to get Doorman on. Absolutely. I agree. 100%. No worries. Stuck in Florida says hello to Robert Mack. Prince says that's because we just finished eating. That's a good one, man. Yesterday we were talking about when your Thai girl tells you you're hungry or she's hungry. That means it's way past time to eat. Like she wants to eat right then. It was funny, man. Uh, let's see. Yes, travel more, but I don't improve the English of many people. I hear you, bro. I feel the same way. Addie says, and same thing, Bangkok Warrior, just want peaceful life in my 50s. So do I. That's why I'm spending. I'm telling you, I turned 40 on November 3rd. And from 40 to 50, I'm going to try to just, I'm just going to try to build wealth during my 40s and 50s. And if I can do it when I'm 50 and I can free myself financially of having to worry about finances, then it'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. And if I can't do it, then I don't know. Might be time to change career fields. Like people are 50 and go back to school and learn new traits or learn new skills all the time. Eddie says, and same bank at work. Oh yeah, that's where I definitely want to live a peaceful life in my 50s, bro. Robert Max says, LMAO. Mike and Stuck in Florida says, my name is Prince. As always, just finished eating or about to eat in Thailand. That's so true. So true. Buddy Trip says, I'm off, y'all. Time for Peaky Blinders. Okay, then. See you, buddy. Thanks for offering all the help, man. And definitely might take you up on some of the offers. Definitely might take you up on the offer. Let's see. Robert Max says, Mr. Mitch, hello, my friend. How you doing? I love this family stuff, man. Netflix, got you, man. When I was 40, I had about 10K. Today, I have well more, but can only afford the train to beach bungalows. Yeah, right. Well, when I'm 40, I won't have 10K. Much less than that. But we'll see what happens. Maybe I hook up with the right people, make the right investments, make good decisions. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Eddie says, I have had to work hard the last 5 years on my audiobooks, learned by making lots of mistakes, but worth the dream of retiring back in Pattaya soon. That's what I'm looking for. I don't mind the fails and the misdirections or the mistakes. I don't mind those as long as I learn from them. I'm totally down with all that because you get to a place where you make so few that you become successful. And but I used to have the saying: once you become comfortable in uncomfortability, then you will no longer be uncomfortable. So, in other words, if you were in a place that was uncomfortable in your life, force yourself to be there over and over again until you're not uncomfortable. Let's see. Mr. Mitch says, wet today, just a bit of rain. How you healing at Robert Mack in Asia? It's a good question. Filtho says, from 40 to 50, really focus on your health. When I turned 40, it was like my body's original equipment warranty expired. I hear you, man. And you're right. I've actually been taking pretty good. I've gained some weight, but that's health is something very difficult for me because I already have underlying conditions, but I do my best. I really do. I lie when I say I do my best. I could do better. Let's just say that. Buddy says I can pay the rent, Mike. That's good enough for me. Mr. Mitch says I got the extended warranty, but the business went under. I like that. Robert Max says, hang on here. 4050 is like my, oh yeah, okay. Robert Max says, Mr. Mitch, I had a small blowout during physical therapy. Other words, good, thanks. Good, Robert. I am glad you are well on the road to some type of meaningful recovery there for sure. Yeah, many people can't say that, and that is true. But it says at 63, he's doing his LMAO. Mr. Met says, eat slow and steady, steady and slow. This is the way you should go at Robert Mack. In Asia, you will get there. That's so true. Robert Mack says, about an inch or a half open on my stitches while bending for the therapy. Ooh. And he said, letting go of negative people can be hard, but it's not their dream. It's your dream to focus on. That's so true. Mr. Mitch says a bigger scar makes for better stories. I've heard that many, many times, and I've talked about that with many people, many people. Senor Frank, what is up, my man? Senor Frank, by 40, I proved a lot of people wrong by having two shiny nickels to rub together, and I hear you, brother. I hear you. You know, I get very down on myself because I'm not where I want to be in life. But then I think about what I've accomplished since I was 30. Okay, so since I was 30, I stopped using any kind of illegal or illicit drug. I stopped drinking. It took me 6 years to get a bachelor's degree. I did all that with no transportation. This is in America. Chili P, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate that very, 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 very much. Very much, very much. And I immediately moved to the Philippines where I experienced 4 months of bliss and 4 months of, or 4.5 months, 5 months of torture. But I learned from that. And now I've lived the past 2 years and about a month in Thailand. And, you know, some days it feels like I'm just getting by, and some days it feels like I'm good, I'm set. And I'm working on that. That's an internal struggle that you have to work on because people think, oh my God, you're living in Thailand? And they're like, wow, you must be able to do da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, I go to work 9 to 5 every day. I have time for everything. No, I don't have time. But that's a want, and this is where I'm at right now is a necessary stepping or necessary road bump to get me to the other side because I do have plans and I have people that are with me in those plans. So I'm not by myself, which makes me feel good. Robert Mack said, Chili P, thank you again for the super chat there, brother. I appreciate that. My name is Prince, says, really focusing on longevity. One of the Pattaya vloggers I watched had a heart attack in April. I was shocked. Wow. Interesting. Me personally, I am playing the long game with you, brother. I mean, 100% playing the long game because at this point, it would be good for me to just hang it up by all standards, right? Hang it up and start all over again. Well, no, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to quit because you never. What quitting is only good if you're finished. Like if there's nothing else that can be done, there's still plenty that can be done in my life, and that incorporates this channel. I got some big plans, guys. Robert Mack says, Mr. Mitch, it actually didn't even hurt. They ended up taping it up again. I'm getting restless. Mike says, dude, 95% of the world wants your life. And I get it. I get it, Mike. I get it. I really do. I really do. Like I've told people before, I've talked to family back home, and some of my used to be friends won't even talk to me because they think I'm above their social status because I made a life in Southeast Asia, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me right now. But anyway, it was good for what it was good for, and I appreciate those people in my life. And you're right, Mike. The numbers are obviously approximated, but you're right. So I can't really complain. I just can't complain. Eddie says, "Good on you, JC. Proud of your mate living life." Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I just don't get to live it and document as much as I want to. That's that force that just kind of. But I'm going to power through it, and I'm going to break that wall down. Eventually, I'm going to break that wall down, and be able to get out and do what I love for a living, no doubt. But he says, Jay, most people have zero courage to do what you did, and there's a lot of truth in that statement as well. But that's one reason I named the channel "Do More Life" is because I want to see more people doing more life. That's why I don't talk about, with the exception of the few times I've had to explain. I felt it necessary to explain to the community any type of behind the scenes drama. I usually don't talk about other Thai bloggers unless it's good. So I don't see that. I don't feel that. I get this. I get the sense that the less negativity I bring into my life, whether it be talking about it, engaging in it, any of that stuff, then the less negativity there will be, and positive, great things can come for that. So that's what I'm looking at. Stuck there, help Jeremy get out and do more life to share with the Do More Life family. There's the PayPal link. Thank you very much, Stuck in Florida, for putting up the PayPal link. Guys, you're welcome to contribute to the channel. We have $100 goal, and we've got $5. We have $100 goal on PayPal, so we've got five PayPal dollars so far. We only have 95 to go. Only 95. That's what, 19 people, $5 a piece. We could do that. Felto says, and you have one of those jobs where you can actually have time to, or you actually have to be there on time, not Thai time. Yeah, that's very true. Felto, people that I work for are not interested in excuses. They're interested in results and results only. So you're right about that for sure. Buddy says, buddy, how can you retire to Mexico? Me, an airplane to Guadalajara. I like that. I like that confidence. That's good. Who to what? Good to see you, man. Living below your means during your earlier years lets a person save and discover things like compound interest. You're so right. And I wish I had my 20s to do over again, but hopefully I'm going to make my 40s and my 20s. And by the time I'm 50-ish, I should be able to pull through. I should be able to pull through. Come on through the other side and see what happens. So, Senior Frank says milestones are great, but a better way to gauge success is to look at the tread line. If you are moving forward, then you are doing good. If you are not moving forward, make some adjustments. 100%. 100%. I agree. That's that. Yeah. And in lieu of your, not in lieu of that. I'm not sure if that would be the best term, but you in lieu of your statement, I gauge myself by putting one foot in front of the other every day. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm successful. There's a difference between being busy and being productive. Okay. So, you have to be careful. Am I just being busy or am I being productive? My goal is to be productive. Another channel subscriber has contributed 5 more PayPal dollars. So we are up to 10 now. Only 90 away. Thank you very much for that, sir. I really appreciate it very much. And thank you for I think you've been a long-term member, yeah, if I'm thinking about the right person. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. But it says live below your means your whole life, and that's what I'm trying to do here in Thailand. It's just taking me a long time to get to that below my means. I'm at my means, but it's getting below my means. All right, guys, we might knock this out of the park here in just a few minutes here. I know Joe doesn't mind, so Joe sent $10. Thank you so much, Joe. So that's 20 down. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much for helping the channel towards this goal and to keep on going. Addie says, best thing for me is I sit back and see my bank account and go, wow, I made dollars while I slept. Wake up and see money from downloads. Those I said I cannot do it are just losers. And that's probably true in 100% of the cases. So that's where I want to get. I want to get to where I've got some actual true passive income. Chili P says, how do you fare with the heat and humidity permanently? Do you ever step outside and wish you were back in the West? Yes, many times. But then I think about what I've got to look forward to for the next holiday, and it's like, the heat's not so bad. I'm going to wherever I'm going on the next holiday and be like, I can deal with it. Stuck says, Hugh to what? Or save and discover places like Southeast Asia, but your plan is better long term. I agree. Mike says, do this. When your friends say you're above us because you live in Thailand, just respond, yeah, you're right. Now go buy one of my epic hats. I like that, man. That's good. Rupert says, are you on TRT? What is TRT? Somebody tell me what TRT is. Good to see you, Rupert. I appreciate that, man. He's laughing at Mike. Joe, hello to you again, and thank you, sir. Ty Guy Brian, what's up, brother? Hey, JC, just got notification. How are you? I'm great, man. I'm great. We got a holiday on Tuesday, and I'm going to record at least one video on Tuesday. And I'm also doing some experiments on a video series that may be coming out. I'm going to do it for my channel members first and see what they think about it. And if they like it, then I'll bring it to the forefront of the channel. And it would be good and fairly simple for me to be able to give you content throughout the week, because that's really what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to drop 1 to 2 videos a week and then do the live streams. I think that's more than enough content. This channel already has about 800 videos on it in total. So there's not a lot of information that's not on this channel when you really look at it. Someone said on your channel recently that rear vision mirror in a car is small, is the past, and the large windscreen in the front is looking forward to your life future. I've heard that analogy before, Addie, and it's a good one. It really is. It's a very good one. Buddy Tripp says, well said, Ombre, just focus on the positive. You have to, because if you dwell on the all right, so the past makes you depressed, the future makes you anxious. So just try to keep it in the present, and everything kind of seems to work itself out. That's been my goal. And when I do that, when I keep it in the present and not worry too much, of course you have to plan a little bit for the future. And there may be some things from your past that, hold you back a little here and there, but most of that stuff can be fixed at some point. So you just have to be in there. You just have to be, have the wherewithal. You know what I'm saying? So, Stuck says, thumbs up, hit the like button, everyone. It's free and it helps promote the channel. It definitely does. I got 40 people watching and 19 thumbs up. So if we could bust through, we could get 50 thumbs up today. And we're on our way to the $100 goal. So, yeah, we only got 80 to go. So that's we're looking good, man. Looking good. Our experience says, thank you so much for your posting all my videos on your Facebook page. You're a good bro. I hope you're talking to me. Are you experienced? But I'm not sure because I hadn't talked to you in so long. But if you are, you're welcome, brother. Tim says, "I wish I had my 30s to do over again, let alone my 20s yet. But I'm comfortable with going 40 because what I'm gonna do between November and January is finalize the strategy. In other words, it's gonna be fully educational, right? So I'm gonna educate myself instead of watching YouTube videos on things that I just enjoy. I'm gonna watch YouTube videos on things that I need to learn, and that's what um, I'm planning to do, and then start January 2021. By January 2031, I'll be 50, and I should be in a very good place. I hope. Yeah, Joe's sexiest T-shirt ever. I hope you're talking about my DoMoreLife shirt that he wore the other day. That's awesome. Oh no, you're talking about the one he has on in his description right there. That's cool. Robert says PayPal link to help the equipment travel fund is there. There's the PayPal link. For anybody who wants to contribute. Addie says I left $70,000 a year radio job in 2010. Best thing I did because I was just a number to the company for ratings. That when I decided to chase my dream, they tried to tickle my ego. Said I got ego to tickle. Interesting. Buddy Trip, same here. No snow. I hear you. Tim says, feel like a number. Bob Seger. Interesting. TRT. Totally rad Thailand or testosterone replacement therapy. I like that. Yes, Rupert. Then to answer your question, I think I would fit into that category quite well, and I just went through a whole bunch of comments for no reason. Yeah, I would fit in that category. Stuck said said that's the truth. Tim says, Mike, I would not know about Rad yet. Yeah, maybe I could replace Rad with something, but it is what it is. Filtho says at Chili P, the heat and humidity within 24 to 48 hours of landing in Thailand, my sinus is clear, my joint swelling goes way down, and muscle aches disappear. I tell you, if you really stay hydrated on the flight over here, a lot of that'll be. You can avoid a lot of that. You really can. You can avoid a lot of the pains and the aches that come with long-term travel. And don't think, guys, that I haven't flown a long-haul flight before. I did a 16-hour flight. It turned out to be about 15 hours and like 45 minutes or something. But anyway, it was a 16-hour flight from JFK to Taipei on Eva Air. So I understand, and I've done that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've done it 3 times. So long haul travel, so it's something, man. Mike says, Addie John loved radio until I didn't anymore. I hear you. What market were you in? That's interesting. Tim says, I have a face for radio. I like that. Addie says, monks on Koh Samui taught how not to worry and live in the present. Maybe that's what I need to do, get around some monks. That would certainly work. Chili P says, at Filthos, I usually stay a month at a time, but don't get used to it. Still sweat constantly. Yeah, well, the sweating part I think goes just goes with everybody. I don't think that the sweating is going to go away in a month. Myself, it could, but I don't think it will. But what I'm talking about is like jet lag, just straight up jet lag, where you can get super sleepy. That ideally you want to land in Bangkok like in the morning or midday, so you feel like your day is fresh, and you want to stay up. Make sure you stay awake till at least 8 or 9 p.m. that night. Then go to bed. Then you can probably sleep for a lot of reasons. Let's see. Joe P says me too. That's funny. Missing $7 massages. Yeah, I bet. Hey man, it's that's one of the great things about living in Thailand is you can get, I mean, the the prices for things over here versus what they are in the West are just it makes it all worthwhile. Really, it makes it all worthwhile. Prince says testosterone replacement therapy. That's something that I was doing in the States, and I haven't really done much of that. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get my little. Oh, I lost the earbud. But I'm trying to get looked at again to see if I need it. Basically, I just need to go in and have a test and see if I'm gonna need any of that, because as you age in life, some men need that replacement therapy. It happens. Eddie says, talkback radio, too many angry people focused on radio documentaries. Then friend told me reinvent myself by producing audiobooks. I interview people about Australia. Cool, man. Meant to say I got no ego to tickle. Yeah, that's what I figured. Filto says $7 got to shop around. I was using 100 baht place in Pattaya. Wow. Cheap. My favorite place for professional massages in Pattaya is shit. I can't believe I just blanked out. Milan Massage, the original building on Soy Bucao. Chad, there's Chad. What happened to person in your room a few weeks ago? Person in my room a few weeks ago was just a person in my room a few weeks ago. they're not here. They don't live here. I know it wasn't a paid event or anything like that. Just somebody that was here in my condo with me. I do have friends, I guess everybody thinks I'm lonely and miserable all the time, but I'm really not. What else? Joe P says I like to sweat. Me too sometimes, because it makes me feel like I'm doing something. Our experience says yes, Philthos, but $3. I like a nice place. Yeah, I can't blame you for that. Mr. Mitch says when I fly from Seattle to Narita, I hope I said that right, to Bangkok, the minute the seatbelt sign is off, I'm up. I pace in the back of the plane. I do not sleep. I don't sit down. I hydrate as much as possible. Tell you, I try to sleep on the plane as much as possible so that when I land, I'm okay. I'm okay to stay up that day, because my body's already going to be like, it's going to want to fight the urge, especially if you've crossed the date timeline. So, but I do, when I'm awake, I do get up and I do walk around the cabin and the back, pace, that kind of thing. Because if you're on a long haul flight and you're sitting for that long, you really have to be careful, because you can suffer some very serious unintended side effects. Mr. Mitch says, I shower, eat, and sleep for 3 hours in Natia and hit the ground running in Thailand. There you go, brother. I hear you, man. Addie says, best body. YouTube just don't like combinations of the word. That's why I always say professional massage. They just don't like that stuff. I don't know why. Picky Mr. Fancy Pants. That's funny. Mr. Mitch said, in the past, I would drink myself to oblivion, party hard, and feel like, yep, I understand. Understood. 20 or more times to Thailand, then you understand. Hey, you are the understood traveling tourist vacationer to Thailand for sure. And hopefully, if international flights ever open up again, or the country's borders ever open up, we'll be doing the same thing. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. What else do we have down here? I'm finally getting caught up. Love Malama sides on soy cow, 200 baht. Yep, 200 baht. They're cheap, man, and they do a good job. And they do. I mean, their prices are cheap, and they do a good job. Good job. Addie says, same, Mr. Mitch. Too much drinking does your head in. Yes, it will. Joe P says, remedy for testosterone replacement therapy. Move to Pattaya and a cold 100. I hear you, brother. I hear you loud and clear. Tim said, did I hear that right? You have friends? Wow. I know, right? I do have some friends, and I just don't bring them around or put them in videos or anything like that because I've done that before and they've all become a victim of my reality. And what I mean by that is they come into the videos wanting to be happy and they really don't mind. Then they get as soon as all the trolls can locate them and find them and get their phone numbers and that kind of thing, they call them and tell them all bad, how bad of a person I am, and make up some just unbelievable BS about me and all kinds of stuff. So I just kind of keep them out of the videos. Mr. Mitch said, used to drink Bloody Marys. Sodium is tough on you. Yes, it is. There you go, Eddie. Mr. Mitch says, I still have a lot to learn. Every time to Thailand or anywhere is a learning experience. We all need to share experiences. I agree. I agree 100% with that, Mr. Mitch. Tim says reality sucks. It can. It definitely can. Addie says Thailand you can party too hard, you can live away from the partying, stay low, and go out now and then. I agree. Prince says Thailand video trolls are the biggest losers I've ever seen. Same here, bro. Same here. I've never seen human scum like I have here in Thailand. Well, there were two pieces of human scum that I saw that were worse in the Philippines, but it's all Americans, and even in Thailand, it's all either Americans or foreigners in general. So yeah, Prince, you got a good one. He says, I thought nerd rage was bad. Mr. Mitch says, every DoMoreLife, Bangkok Strange, living my ass off and other streams. I learned something new from the people in that chat. Data points, baby. That's so true. Data points are important, man. Data points are very important, and factual information is also very important. Mr. Mitch says, I cannot agree more. My name is Prince, and I'm with you. Joe P says, I hope to meet soon, my friend of yours. If you're talking to me, man, I hope to meet you soon as well, Joe. Fastest animal in the world equals cheetah. Blam, you're welcome. Yeah, there you go. I'm looking outside and I'm getting a little saddened because I really wanted to go out today and do a few things, but it's just the rain is coming. It's that time of the year. Mr. Mitch says, see, perfect example. Blam. I love that. Absolutely love that. So where are we, guys? Are we going international? We want to talk international or intergalactic? Because me personally, I'd be cool living on Mars. No problem. say it looks pretty nasty leaving one hand. Probably is. It probably does look nasty because I'm looking out my window that direction, Prince, and it looks just like reddish blue in the sky. I don't know. It's weird. Filtho says, I thought fastest animal was me with 3 pounds on my tail. I'll leave that to the thought experiment people going on around there. You're a mammal. I want to see international travel open back up because I want to be able to have dialogue again. I want to be able to see my friends that had to go home during all this stuff, and I want them to come back. Some of them coming back will directly impact what I do with the rest of my life. So, I'm hoping that everything works itself out pretty good, and people come back. And I hope that I understand the importance of what people are doing, but at the same time, I don't know. Mr. Mitch said the SpaceX stuff is fascinating. I'm old enough to remember when we would watch the Apollo missions live during school. Yes, I'm that old. Wow, that's awesome. I am a Saturn V rocket buff. I am also a buff on the Gemini missions and the original. I can't think of it right now because it's too early in the morning. But Freedom 7, Friendship 7, I can't remember what they were called. Gemini, Apollo. What was before Gemini? What was before Gemini, Mr. Mitch? I can't remember. You're going to tell me and I'm going to act like a complete fool. But I love space stuff. Just to be totally honest with you. Joe P says, Mike, what's the second fastest animal in the world? He said slower cheetah. I like that. Let's see here. We got try Guy Pad Piran chicken with pineapple and veg. That sounds good. Mr. Mitch, I watched Apollo 11 live for my birthday. Wow. My name is Prince. Says in the beginning, the lockdown hurt. Ooh, did I just say that out loud? I probably did. No, not Taurus comes before Gemini. The Mercury, yes, thank you. Mercury missions stuck in Florida. Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo. That's how we got there. That's how we got there because the Mercury mission. I mean the Mercury missions were the missions that just saw if we could get a man in space and orbit around the moon. Orbit around the Earth. And then the Gemini missions became about extra like EVAs, right? So can we get out and walk in space and that kind of thing? And also, can we dock? So can you take the lunar module and the command module, and can you turn them around and dock them so that we could go to the moon? And then the Apollo missions, of course, were all about going to the moon. We did a flyby and did some testing of the Saturn V rocket. Unfortunately, if people don't know, in the original Apollo 1 mission, it was either the night before the launch or 2 days before the launch of that mission. 3 astronauts unfortunately lost their lives in the command module. It was a simulate. They were doing some testing, and at that time they had 100% oxygen environment, and they had a hatch that only could be unlocked from the outside. So Needless to say, there was a spark, and they didn't make it. I love space history. I love everything about space, and we can talk about that anytime you guys want to, for sure. Um, let's see. Taurus comes before Gemini. Let me see here. I missed some comments while I was running my mouth off. Let's see. Eddie says, was listening to two young backpackers talk about life, made me laugh about their worldview. Said, I'll give you another 20 years of life experience, and then your worldview changes a lot. That's so true. That's so true. Taurus comes before, yeah. Mercury. That's what I was talking about. Absolutely. Robert Mack says, I Googled that, but I wasn't sure. Before Gemini's Taurus bound. That's a different a different a different course than we were originally taking. But Mr. Stuck says to Mr. Mitch, I was so young, I was more excited about going to Gatorland afterwards. I hear you, bro. Funny how we prioritize. That's true. Tim says, what was the mission that blew up at takeoff? Are you talking about the space shuttle or rockets? Because the only man that I'm aware of that the space program lost in the Saturn era, the Apollo era, not Saturn era, the moon era, the Apollo era was it Fred White, Roger Chaffee, and somebody else. There were three of them in the capsule, and it caught fire on the launch pad, but it was just a command module. It wasn't the entire rocket. Addie says Western society is so stressful. Once you realize the West is not good for you, then realize the East is better. Very interesting. Wasn't Gemini the one that exploded? I'm sure they had a rocket failure. You got to remember, these were several missions. Like there were, I think, 7 missions in the Mercury missions. I forgot how many there were in the Gemini missions. But there was a total of, after Apollo 1, there was Apollo 7, 8, or Apollo 8, 9, no, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all the way up to like 17, something like that. If you're talking about Challenger, the spaceship, I remember watching that on TV. I was young. Let's see, a learning experience. Very good. Challenger, yes. Challenger was STS, so the space transportation system, better known as the space shuttle, which was allowed to get into orbit by putting ungodly amounts of fuel. You had the external fuel tank, which held all the liquid oxygen and hydrogen, and then you had the 2 solid rocket boosters on the side. So, yeah, that was a very sad day. I remember watching that. In fact, I just rewatched the video that somebody had redone the resolution on not too long ago. Pretty cool. Tim said, I hear you, Mike. I just want that teacher on flight. Sally Ride was from New Hampshire, my home state. Yep. She was going up. I remember all that, man. It's coming back to me now. And I watched it live too. It was weird. Filtho says, I think you need to rename this chat to Fiction and Fact from JC's Almanac. I love it. Yeah. So Challenger was like the STS, 55 or 56 or something like that? I don't know. Stuck in Florida said Grissom, White, and Chaffee. That Grissom, that was one I couldn't remember that didn't make it off the launch pad in Apollo 1. And again, they were just testing. Tim said, if America would stop going to, yeah, I believe that's what we're trying to do right now. And I certainly hope so anyway. I always hope so. Yeah, possibly could have gone to Mars by now. Definitely. They did catch on fire on the launch pad. That's true. The inside of the cabin was 100% oxygenated. So they were in a 100% oxygen environment. And when you hit a Velcro caused a spark, and it ignited the entire cabin. So they had no way to get out because the hatch was only open. You could only open the hatch from the outside. So they tried to get them out as quick as they could. Didn't work. Addie says the police synchronicity album as a teenager. Feel a bit old. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Mr. Mitch says stationed at Fort Hood. I came back from lunch, walked into operations, and the jokes about the Challenger were already starting. I was livid. My first lieutenant's father-in-law was Dick Scobie. Oh wow, wow. Joe P says I believe in round. That's funny, man. That's funny. Joe, that's funny. Tim says John saw them, the police, in concert on that tour. Eddie says, been to Houston in 1987, saw all the rockets. I realized how great USA is to do that. Yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome. That what they did and the amount of time they did it with the technology that they have. I've heard various stories of how the landing program or the computer module in the LM for the lunar module had the same computing power as an advanced calculator does today. So that tells you anything about where it's coming. STS-51L mission, the Challenger was. I know it was 50 something. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. Mr. Mitch said that's rough stuck in Florida. Addie says that band called the police hit song Walking on the Moon. Mr. Mitch says standing beside the Saturn V rocket really makes a person proud. At Addie, unbelievable what they did back then. Still the tallest rocket, right? As far as I know. I know it was the most powerful rocket, and I believe it still is until some of these big heavy rockets come on tour or come online. It was a 3-stage beast, no doubt. No doubt. Big, long first stage, good size second stage, and the SPS on the service module would have been their third stage or orbiting. Put them into and out of translunar orbit. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. Definitely the tallest. Definitely the tallest. It was as big as a couple of skyscrapers and that kind of thing. See, we got to talk about intergalactic. Well, not intergalactic, but we got to talk about space. Something I love to talk about. And we got to talk about airplanes. Something I also love about. Yeah, I'm not an expert on them, Mr. Mitch, but I'm like, they really, really interest me very, very much, very much. Joe P says when we know more about space, we need to explore more of Earth first. I can't disagree with that. The Falcon Heavy 4 is amazing to see launch. I would love to come down there and see a rocket that big launch. To your point about knowing my rockets, Mr. Mitch, I used to be able to call each rocket from each program. Like the Mercury program, I could call what rocket that was. And then Gemini use, I think they use an assortment of rockets, Titan 4, I think, or Titan 5. And they just always pique my interest. And like with the space shuttle, it was the space shuttle was just right, because you had a liquid fuel tank that carried over 1 million, I think it's 1 million pounds, maybe tons of liquid fuel, and then you had two solid rocket boosters. Well, the two boosters are the most powerful rockets I believe ever built, because you had the liquid hydrogen, liquid nitrogen, and the fuel tank that supplied the uh, uh, the famous RJ-45 engines on the shuttle to uh, propulsion. And then what people don't understand about solid rocket fuel is once you start it burning, it doesn't stop. Like they fire a spark from the top of the cone at the solid rocket booster. If you ever watch a space shuttle launch, you can do this sometime today. It'll only take a few seconds. Watch a space shuttle launch, and about 1.5 seconds before the solid rocket boosters at night, the shuttle, it's setting like this, right? It will actually it's leaned back just a little bit, because when the three main engines at night, it pushes it vertical, and then when the solid rocket boosters at night, it's almost an instant takeoff, because once they spark that solid rocket fuel, it just burns. It just, there's no throttling that up, throttling it down. The throttle up and throttle down calls that you used to hear on the famous Challenger. You go with throttle up to 104% or whatever. You can't do that to the solid rocket boosters. Just the engines that were on the shuttle. I'm losing my audience. Where am I at? Hang on. Let me go back down here. Mr. Mitt says I can name. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is on our phones. That's right, Eddie. Mr. Mitt says I can name and point out a bunch of constellations. I can name a few, but not many. Stars never were my thing. It was just seeing if we could ever get to one. Google, the Saturn V rocket was 363 feet tall. Man, that's huge. About the size of a 36-story tall building and 18 meters, 60 feet taller than the Statue of Liberty. Wow. Kangaroo? Nah, I don't think we're going to see a kangaroo. Philtho says I was excited about the James Webb Telescope, but haven't seen any great discoveries from it yet. I heard about that, and they had a mirror problem that I think they had to go up and fix, just like they did with the Hubble. You got to consider, with the amount of vibrations that go through the payloads on these expeditions into space are tremendous. So they probably shook some mirrors loose and that kind of thing. I mean, the so you guys understand, when the rocket takes off from land, right? I'm talking about older rockets. I don't know exactly how SpaceX does it, but older rockets, when they take off, or the space shuttle, they take off and they immediately start to roll. All right, so they roll, they're pitching, they're going the opposite direction the Earth's spinning, because they have to achieve a certain speed to escape the Earth's gravity. That speed is roughly 3.8 miles per second for us imperial measurement people. And what they do is, as they roll through that program, they have to throttle back their engines, because right at the point where they go through supersonic into or where they go from subsonic into supersonic, the gravitational forces on the vehicle, on the rocket itself or the space shuttle, whatever, if they were at a full throttle, would rip it apart. It would rip it apart completely. So after they pass that certain window, it's got to do with the speed, and it's also got to do with the altitude, because the thinner the air, and the higher up you get, the less gravity you experience. So as it passes through that quarter, that's why you hear the only famous recording I know of it is the shuttle on Challenger. You hear him tell them to power down to 64%. That's talking about the shuttle's main engine, so it's slowing the rockets or slowing the vehicle down, and then they go with throttle up to 104%, and it goes boom, not because of anything that had to do with the rocket engines. It had to do with the O-ring on one of the solid rocket boosters. Okay, I'm done talking about space. Now, where was I at? So I see the James Bond. Imagine the ground rumble. Oh, I would love to be standing close enough to feel the ground rumble, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, you're right, Stuck, about the 100 times more computing power. Let's see. Millennium Falcon. I'm still learning what some of these new space things are. Robert Mack says my favorite aircraft is the one that's going to take me to Thailand. I hear you, bud. I hear you. Robert Mack said Asian, me too. That's funny. Tim says Hubble, the dude that invented that thing, lives in Vermont, about 20 minutes from it. Wow, that's pretty cool. Eddie says, imagine life with no satellites. We'd have no real technology. That's also true. Stuck in Florida says, Tim, I think the Hubble is one of the greatest achievements in history. And to think it was almost a failure. Yeah, it was almost a failure. And I agree with you, Stuck. I think that the Hubble has opened up things. It's made way for new technologies because it just did such a fantastic job. Tim says, Stuck. I see. I know it sends back some amazing pictures. Is it dangerous coming on reentry for a lot of the crafts? Yeah. Do you guys want me to talk about reentry? Because I can talk at length about it. Addie says, Robert, but reentry is probably the most dangerous part of any space flight, I would have to say. Yeah, I would have to say it is. I can't see a more dangerous spot than that. I think the greatest invention is AC. Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with good cold air conditioner, that's for sure. Stuck in Florida, Mr. Mitch, it expanded our known universe tenfold. That's true. Just unreal stuff. We are so tiny. I agree, Mr. Mitch. That kind of helps put things into perspective. Filtho says, I think that the interest in the space talk is indicative that we are a room full of dreamers. You guys are a good bunch to be with. I agree with that statement 110%, Filthos. State of Florida says, to look back 14 billion years in the history of the universe is amazing. That's true. And there may be more. To look back 14 billion years is just the light that we can see, because the speed of light is not a measure of speed, it's a measure of distance. Okay, so while light moves approximately 180,000 miles per second, the distance that covers in a light year is about 6 trillion miles. That's a whole lot of miles. So when you say 1 light year, you're talking about unit of measurement, not necessarily a unit of speed, which is really cool, I think. And there may be, the problem is the universe is expanding, and we need a telescope that's bigger that can see farther than 14. That can interpret the light, right? That is beyond 14, whatever 14 billion years, light years is in distance, which I can't imagine what that number would be. but excellent point, Stuck. Addie says Earth, we're just a big rock floating in space. Yeah, we are. Star Wars in to watch after the live stream. I love it. Hey, Mr. K, what's up, man? Mr. Mitch says, please excuse me, but I plan on a lot of re-entries in Thailand. That's a good re-entry. That's a good re-entry. And we definitely want people re-entering Thailand as soon as possible for sure. Distance and time, amazing, Mr. K says. Eddie says, I saw Star Wars in 77, age 10, blew my mind. I've never seen Star Wars and I've never seen Star Trek. Fun fact. Robert Mack says, Eddie, just a matter of time. Thailand is going to need tourism back. I think by December, January, we'll be going. I think you're probably right, Robert, but I can't say that for a fact. Mr. Mitch said he stood outside in the Cinerama in Seattle to see Star Wars in 77. That's awesome, man. Tim says, Addie, same with me at a drive-in. Good one, Tim. I like that, bud. I like that. All right, I'm going to say this real quick, and then I'm going to keep on talking. But we're an hour and a half in. I can go another probably 15 minutes or so, and we're $20 into our goal. So if we can get the PayPal link thrown up and make a push for $80, then we will have hit today's goal, and I will be one very happy individual. And when I go Tuesday to, if we can hit the goal today, if we hit the $80, 80 more bucks, we hit that today, I am absolutely positively going Tuesday to buy the microphones that I need for blogging and for this. So let's see what we can do. Guys, we made, I know there's only 28 people in here, but we made a lot more money with than $80 with I think 30 people in there. So anyway, let's go back up and keep talking. You guys know where I stand. Filtho says, I want to challenge that 14 billion year age because the explanation of space-time of that period was immense. Yes. Stuck in Florida says the James Webb Deep Space Telescope may do for us once again what the Hubble did. I hope so. I really do. Joe saw Star Wars in 77 at age 15. Wow. Addie said, yep, Robert Mack, beam me back, Scotty. Expansion, not explanation. Understood you, Filthos, I think I did. Challenge the expansion. Yeah, I got you. Mike says, actually, speed of light is indeed speed. I equals MC squares equals light years equals distance. We hid in the boot of cars to sneak into drive-ins in the 70s. And there is the PayPal link. Mr. Mitch says, us too, Eddie. Tim says, well, folks, I got to hit the hay. Good night, everybody. Good night, Tim. Thanks for dropping by. We appreciate it, brother. Stuck in Florida says he's winking at Mike. So Robert Mack says Tim later. Stuck says later. Tim. Addie says you have to see Star Wars, then next to original 3 Star Wars. I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not. I don't know. I don't get into. Yeah, it's raining like crazy outside now. I don't know if I get into like, what am I trying to say? I don't know if I really get into the old science fiction movies. Maybe if they were remade, which I think they were remade, but maybe if they were remade, I might watch them, and then people would be like, "Oh no, you're watching the remake of Star Wars. Oh my God, who are you?" Oh, we have We have 2 more PayPals that I didn't even see. This is the group that I accidentally put up. There's 10, so that's 70. And this is another one from my main man there, Mr. Joe P. 10 more, so that's 60. You guys are rocking it out. Why can I not hear anything on this? My volume is all the way up. My silence is off. I don't know why it won't tell me when it goes off. Let's see what we did today. Hang on. Okay. 1 hour ago. Let's see, we did 5, that's 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, so 60 to go. 60 to go, 60 to go, 60 to go. Mr. Mitch says 2001 A Space Odyssey. I think I may have seen that one time. Robert Mack says, Eddie John, we used to pile 6 in the truck and 1 driver and passenger. Oh, to go to like drive-in movies? I hear you, brother. What else we got here? Joe P says, just please watch Star Wars and you will understand the Millennium Falcon there, and here another 10. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I'll have to watch that just for you at some point in time, Joe. I have to. Mr. Mitch says Alien. Yeah, I watched Alien. Liked it. It was pretty cool. Time for a new phone, says Robert. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I did the iOS update, the latest update, and it's just like sometimes stuff works, sometimes it don't. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Yesterday it was working fine. I don't know what happened to it, to be honest with you. Addie says, Robert Mack, best thing about drive-ins was walking from car to catch up with mates. I went to one drive-in movie one time in my life, and that drive-in movie went like, you know, a normal drive-in movie that a teenager would go to. So, but I just couldn't get into sitting there with my car running the whole time, and we didn't do the back of pickup trucks. Because my idea of going to a drive-in movie was to engage in essential teenage activity. So that's me. Mr. Mitch says drive-ins had those play equipment in front of the screen. Robert Mack and Asia says Eddie John or the van with a nice lady. Yeah, that lady part was always the part that got me. Mr. Mitch says parents could get a break from the Rugrats. That's true. And making out in the back seat, girlfriend's not watching the movie. That's pretty much what I went to drive-ins for, or what I would go to a drive-in for. And you know what? I take that back. My original statement back, Addie, because I can remember going with a bunch of my friends, and we had like, I don't know, we had 4 or 5 4-wheel drive trucks. Remember, I grew up way out in the country, so we had like 4 or 5 4-wheel drive trucks. We all backed them up and everything, and there was guys, girls, and all that stuff, and a whole lot of alcohol flowing. And we were like 16 or 17 and all that stuff. So it was, but the good thing for me was I literally just had to pull out of the drive-in and go like a quarter mile down the road and make a right, and then it was just a straight shot on an old country road for about 5 miles, and I was at my house. Robert Mack says, Eddie John, exactly. I went to many and never seen the movie. Yeah. Stuck says, when you realize the distance between galaxies and the current speed of travel, you realize how absurd intergalactic space travel really is for now. Yeah, 100%. I agree. You'd have to find some kind of there would have to be some kind of propulsion system developed that moved at far greater speeds than what anything we could produce now. Just anything we could produce. I don't know what it would be, to be honest with you, whether some type of ionizer or perhaps nuclear. I don't know. Will the world ever take a chance on putting a nuclear engine for an intergalactic rocket on a rocket here on Earth and trying to blast it off into space? I don't know. I have no idea. But I wouldn't think that would be a good thing. Did we get refresh? Okay, just making sure because I'm refreshing on my Yahoo email because I don't want to miss any more PayPals. Those came in pretty quick. Let's see. Addie says cinema totally different to drive-ins. I go to old drive-ins in Australia. Yeah, oh yeah, totally different. Cinema and drive-ins totally different. Filtho says worst part of drive-ins was hearing a knock on the window, having to wipe the fog off the window to see my girlfriend's dad standing there. Man, that would have been bad. Woo, that would have been bad. Stuck said, Filthos, I have a bad story about that. I bet you do, bro. I bet you do. That probably wasn't good. Eddie says when ET was released, the line of cars went for 20 miles long, waited for 2 hours. Wow. Mr. Mitch says, given the numbers of galaxies in the known universe, are we alone? That's the question everybody always asks. And my thing is like, I juggle with it back and forth in my head because I'm like, either we are the only planet that is in a habitable zone of a star anywhere in the known universe, right? Which is, you can't even, like, my head can't quantify how much space that is. Or there are two other options. Or there are millions of us, or millions of planets in their habitable zones, which have life that may or may not look like us, that may or may not that may not be as intelligent, or maybe far more intelligent. You would think that the closer you got towards, or the farther out you got, you would think that those people would likely have been around longer, and they would be smarter, but not necessarily. And the other option is there may be life forms or life in general that live in what we consider non-habitable zones, but it's habitable for them. And I think that that's something that what I don't know if it'll ever be answered. That question, I don't know. But if it ever is, I would love to hear what the answer is for sure. Where were we? That was that's. I like the comment, Mr. Mitch. Got about, I'm gonna go 7 more minutes here, guys. 7 more minutes. So if you wanna help the channel fund, and you definitely want to help the channel this month, then we are $60 away from hitting our goal both days, which means better audio, basically, is what it means. It means better audio. And it also means that the videos that I do for you coming up in the future will always have better audio. And the audio that you're looking at, or that you're listening to today, hopefully will not come from the microphone in my laptop anymore, and it will sound like professional stuff. Let's see. Filtho says, I think there have been a few nuclear-powered ion drives launched. I think there were 2, if I'm not mistaken. I know the Voyagers, one of them has gone past the is it the Orion Cloud? Whatever's after Pluto out there, the Orion Belt, the Orion Cloud, the Orion Saturn, whatever it is out there. So that's a long way out, and it can look back. Filtho said, I think, oh, I read that. I did not wind down the window, Eddie said. Ricky 2 and 3 was awesome at driving. I hear you, brother. Stuck in Florida says, Mr. Mitch, no, but most likely the only ones that look like us. Evolution is a very fickle thing. I agree. Filtho says we're not alone, but due to distance and expansion, we'll never meet them unless we develop faster than light travel. Yeah, sure, that's possible. Eddie says Jaws was amazing in the 70s. Then saw real Jaws at Universal Studio in LA. It's a robot that comes past you. That would scare me. Jaws always scared me. Joe P says, or they just don't care about us. They have their own stuff, and Mars needs moms. I like that, guys. Well, we have had. Well, let's talk about the channel real quick because we've had a pretty decent weekend. And I was gonna try to go out of town on Tuesday, but instead, I think I'll go by and see if I can find any of that audio equipment on sale. Hopefully, and be able to pick some of that up because I want to start doing I had a video live chat with my channel members early yesterday morning, and what I found out was they're open to the idea of looking at the idea that I had and seeing if it'll work for the channel. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I feel thirst says Voyager broke through the heliosphere and officially in officially in interstellar space. There are billions of planets in habitable zones out of the 21.6 sextillion planets in the known universe. I don't have those numbers stuck in my head, like stuck in my head, but I do know there were a lot of habitable zones. Addie says you even go past the set of the movie Sting at Universal Studios. Robert says, Addie, John, you in Los Angeles by the studio. That's a good point. By the way, people, I better not throw that point in there. That might get mixed up somehow. So guys, I want to thank you for a great live stream. I think this was awesome. It's good that we got into the space talk. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. If you can contribute. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's certainly not a requirement to be a part of this channel or to be a part of this family. You're welcome to become a channel member. That would be awesome. And that was not PayPal. That was just an email. But yeah, you guys are making a lot of good points over there in the comments. But anyway, since this is the Sunday chat, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everybody's coming in for both the Saturday and Sunday chats. Hopefully, Mike will be available on a Sunday, and we'll be able to get together and do some more streams together. That would be nice. And we'll see what happens from this point forward. But main thing right now is we want to keep the channel afloat. We want to keep things moving in the right direction so that when time comes, ET phone home. I like that. And that's good. That's a good point. Life is very persistent. You got a good point there, Stuck. Maybe not on a full scale level, but definitely on a would you call it a microcosm, or would you call it a microscopic level? Definitely there. But anyway, guys, I've had fun on this live stream, and I really appreciate all of you tuning in. This was a title that I didn't know if anybody was going to understand or not, but we had a good time nonetheless. So there it is. Mr. Mitt says, thank you, JC. Thank you, gentlemen. Take care of each other. All the best. To all my moderators, thank you for doing an awesome job. And to everybody who commented anything in the stream today, thank you so much. If you contributed monetarily, I just want to say that my heart goes out to you, man. Whether that be a super chat or whether that be a PayPal. And we did get some super chats today, so that is always an added bonus to the AdSense at the end of the month. So I thank you guys for all of that. So between now and the next time I see you, no matter what you do, find a way to do more life. I love you guys. I mean it. And I am so happy that we have this little family get together on the weekends. It really does wonderful things for my spirit. So, space and biology are my jam. Thanks. We may have to have some more conversations stuck because I'm all about learning. There's plenty I don't know and plenty that I would like to talk about. Everybody, just take care and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Be safe and be patient because good things are coming for everybody. That includes international travel, and I think people will be traveling sooner than we think. And I also think that there will be a lot less stress in the traveling process after we do it a few times. So again, love you guys. Take care. Talk to you later. HP Phenomenal, you are coming in as we are closing down. I'm very sorry. I don't know what age you should get married. Too many variables there. And Alderman Asia says bye. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Whatever you do, do more life. Love you, mean it. See you later. Peace.